These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, it's these rocky shores, they're home to me.
Whenever I leave here, it hurts me so, with tears in my eyes. Why did you go? There ain't no work, and the kids need new clothes. The bills need paying, so I must go.
These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
I think to myself, where did it all go? The life I once had on the ocean's gentle road. With tears in my eyes and my head in my hands, away from my family, I hope they understand.
That is these rocky shores where I call home, it's where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include federal election results for this area, the Special Olympics torch run was held on Sunday, a volunteer appreciation ceremony was held at the Calder Healthcare Center, 3 yachts from the flotilla docked in Burgeo on Wednesday. These stories, plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack, and more coming up after these important hydro safety messages brought to us by the grade 6 students at A.J. Matthews School.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Durnford. Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro always put safety first. Clotheslines, signs, etc. attached to hydro poles are a safety hazard to linespersons. Please keep our employees safe by removing any attachments to hydro poles. Have a safe summer.
Hi, my name is Jeff James. I attend A.J. Matthews Elementary School. My safety message from Newfoundland Labrador Hydro is, never ever touch electrical wires either on the ground or in the air. Even broken power lines on the ground can be full of electricity. Have someone call Newfoundland Hydro right away if you discover a fallen power line. Remember, electrical wires are current killers.
Hi, my name is Matthew Melbourne. Newfoundland Hydro says, be energy wise. Electricity helps us enjoy the good things in life. Turning off lights, appliances, and heaters when not required helps you to ensure that electricity meets your needs when you need it most. Be energy wise. Develop good electrical habits for your family.
On Monday, voters from all across Canada had the opportunity to go to the polls to cast their vote for the candidate of their choice in the federal election. 807 of 1,629 eligible voters turned out at the polls on Monday to cast their ballots here in Burgeo. At the end of the evening, it was PC candidate Bill Matthews on top with 360 votes, Liberal Roger Simmons with 324 votes, and NDP candidate David Sullivan with 114 votes. 9 ballots were rejected. The trend was much the same all across the district as PC candidate Bill Matthews defeated Roger Simmons to become the MP for Burin St. George's. We look forward to the opportunity to speak to Mr. Matthews about the election during his next visit to Burgeo. The RCMP held a torch run in aid of the Special Olympics on Sunday afternoon. Participants in the torch run left the water hole and walked 20 kilometers to Burgeo. "28 Burgeo residents participated in the Special Olympics torch run. The participants raised over $800 in pledges. Also, in excess of 100 torch run t-shirts were sold at $12 each. In total, there was in the vicinity of $2,000 raised for the Special Olympics torch run here in Burgeo. The RCMP were very pleased with the support and participation in the torch run, and they're looking forward to next year's run. The Janeway Telethon was held last Sunday on CBC television. Some presenters from Burgeo were at CBC in Corner Brook to make some presentations.
People here. We seem to have started a trend because earlier we had a group from Hampton, and it seemed like we had several organizations represented in Hampton. So you tell me where you're from. You're from Burgeo. Now I've got about 3 or 4 cards here that tells me all about it, but I'm going to get you to do it because Glenda, say the last name. Signs, okay. And I know you've been here before because I've met you years and years ago. Tell us what you've been doing and who you represent.
Well, it's the 2 girls here. They have a walking farm. We raised $700 and they've been saving pennies and not organizations and businesses in Burgeo donated for most of the chickens that we $20.
You also you've got $1,320. So I've got another one. What's this one here? Alan Marsden. Okay, that's yours. Alan Marsden, who collected pop cans. It says here. $1,530. Is that your grandpa or any relation, or you're just representing? Well, what's the connection between you and Alan? Just a friend. Say hi. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you say hi too. Yeah, we'll get you to talk. Now, how many? We got another one over there. How many more we got here? You've got 100 from the Lions Club. We've got 1,320. We've got 1,530, and we've got $100. That's Burgeo Lions Club over there? Lioness, okay. So all of this came from Burgeo. And all of us in Newfoundland and Labrador thank the people in Burgeo for their support. And we'll see you again next year. Bless you all. Thank you very much.
John Butler from Newfoundland Hydro presented the grade 6 students at A.J. Matthews School with Hydro t-shirts for the excellent job they did with the Hydro safety messages.
Okay, so Joey here. Yeah, you put on I guess. But we just saw your film. You did a great job with the intros. Real movie star. Real movie.
Thank you very much.
So do you look forward to doing this, or you
Chris Organ.
You look forward to that? You like it? It's fun, wasn't it?
There you go, Chris. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Move back here.
Jeff James.
Thank you very much.
Jonathan Dunford.
Jonathan. Thank you.
Matthew Melbourne. Thank you, Matthew.
Here you go, Matthew. Good one. Thank you.
Cora Dunford. Thanks, Cora.
Thank you, Cora. Phenomenal.
Katie. Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
Krista Ingram. Thanks, Krista.
Thank you, Krista.
Santana Parsons. Thanks, Santana.
Thank you, Suzette.
Kelly.
Richter.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, line up here, guys. Donna. Sims. Thanks, Donna. And Karen Pink. Thanks, Karen. Okay. Yeah.
Well, on behalf of the Newfoundland Labrador Hydro, Mr. Fletcher, I'd like to thank you very much for you kids for doing those ads. It was an excellent job. This is a little check for Newfoundland Labrador Hydro in appreciation of that. I'd like you to accept that and use it appropriately for school. Also, there's a shirt there for yourself and teacher.
Okay, and on behalf of the students and on behalf of the school, just like to say thanks for the donation. We enjoy this project. It's a fun project. We sometimes have a problem with time, but we always enjoy doing it. And thank you.
It's excellent. We viewed the ads earlier, and I must say it was an excellent job. Great. Really appreciate you guys doing it. You did a really fine job. Thanks again. Okay.
Stay tuned. There's more of This Week in Review following these important hydro safety messages.
Hi, my name is Chris Horgan and I attend A.J. Matthews Elementary School. An efficient safety program leads the way to a secure future with less accidents, fewer injuries, better working conditions, higher productivity, and morale. At Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro, safety represents a lifetime of security.
Hi, my name is Kelly Strickland from A.J. Matthews Elementary School.
Hi, my name is Sandy Parsons, also from A.J. Matthews Elementary School.
We are going to give you a few do and don't tips
to help you be safe around electricity.
Do's. Only use the plug that fit the outlet.
Don'ts. Don't overload electrical outlets.
Make sure electrical connectors and wire insulation is in good condition.
Don't run cords along the floor or walkways where they can be damaged and create hazards.
Make sure that cords are not frayed and that plugs are in good condition.
Don't put anything but electrical plugs into electrical outlets.
Unplug electrical appliances by grasping the plug rather than pulling the cord.
Don't touch anything electrical when your hands are wet.
Follow the manufacturer's instructions for all electrical equipment.
Don't climb hydro poles, towers, or substation fences.
Leave electrical repairs and maintenance to licensed electricians.
At Newfoundland Hydro, safety is a way of life.
Work is continuing at the Seafreeze plant here in Burgeo. Several contractors were working at the site this past week. Island Roofing are carrying out repairs to the roof of the Seafreeze plant. A salvage contractor is also in removing old equipment from the meal plant area. We should see some work getting underway in the production area as early as next week. Loyola Sullivan, leader of the opposition, was in town on Thursday of this past week. Following a meeting with the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Sullivan held a public meeting at the parish hall.
I'm in the process, actually. I've been around the province, Labrador and all over the province, and that's when over next year I'm going to be visiting all parts of the province. An opportunity to any of the public want to come in. It's not going to be a formal speech you're going to hear from me. Basically, I had a couple of engagements on the way through. I was in Grand Falls and Derry, and I tried to tie in this swing again and to meet with some of the people here, which we had an opportunity for the past hour. The basic Chamber of Commerce in town and other interested people there representing the union. I guess any groups who wanted to basically attend. Just an opportunity to get to understand the area a little. I do have a reasonable knowledge of your area here, especially in a fishing town and growing up in a fishing area. All fished all his life, and I've spent 20 years in the fishing business, and I represent the fishing district from Petty Harbour to Trapassi. All along that coast is almost an entirely fishing-based district. 80% of it is, and so I understand some of the concerns there. And this is an opportunity to maybe allow some interaction, or people might have certain questions or concerns, and make it a little informal as possible. And as leader of our party, I consider it a responsibility to get around the province, to let people know what we're to as a party on various issues. If we had concerns or questions, there's no limits on what questions you might want to ask overall in the provincial scene. I want to be as open and as frank and accessible also, not only here, but through my office for anybody, or in any way we can work together. I know recently we just had the federal elections, you're all aware, and we're certainly pleased from our party perspective too, to have a representative here in this district and actually two other districts of the province.
Despite the small turnout at the meeting, Mr. Sullivan answered any question those who gathered had for him. One of the topics raised at the meeting was the road that connects the Burgeo Road with Buckins.
Only today we were discussing on the way down. I asked some people even before getting here, since getting here, whether we could take that route. When it was in Central Newfoundland, it was mentioned too that it's passable, but I guess the time of the year, and I'm not sure even right now. And I didn't realise that it would be so convenient until I really scaled it out really on the map. On the way, I would have said that we would save probably what 2 hours or 200. Well, I guess the speed of it is, at least you should save a couple of hours of driving, I imagine, by going through that particular route. Certainly I see that, and I think that would be a very scenic route out through the country here. I haven't seen it, but it's something that I would, rather than drive along the Trans-Canada Highway, I'd love to. In fact, if it's possible, we were going to take a chance on going back, but I've been told I probably shouldn't take a chance on going back now, this time of the year. It's a little bit rough, I was told. Early in the year, it's soft, so...
But there's lots of benefits from it. I mean, the additive price cuts wood and utilizes that road. Now that Star Lake project on the go, I don't know which end of the road you're using, but it seems like, and like you said, tourism for, it's scenic and it's... and then just wondering, even just for transportation, like to be able to get tractor trailers, transportation of freighters, transportation of people, etc. There was some... rumors a few years ago that there was Corner Brook and was up against it in Deer Lake, saying that it would
bypass their areas.
Bypass our area, therefore, we won't get the money from the truckers, blah, blah, the spin-offs and that. And I know whether there's any truth to that or not. I just heard that. I didn't know if you were aware of this road that was there and its existence, and if that, you might be in your powers to be in years to come, might be able to do something to make it more passable than what it is. Like say, in the wintertime it's impassable, and in the spring it's impassable, but now in the summertime it do dry out. But you're taking pot luck because you don't know what it's like until you go over it. And if you get caught in it, well, then you're, up to your split with your
to be honest with you, it's not something we thought about only just recently. I'm coming here and looking at it and asking some questions. And that's something that we had discussed in the past. That in terms of the argument, you know, corn book losing business or derelict and that, to me, I really don't buy that argument, because the trucks are moving from one area to another. If the business is not in Cornbrook, it's going to be in Buckham's, or it's going to be in Grand Falls, or it's going to be somewhere else along the way. And if you're there for a certain duration, you're still going to, the business is going to be somewhere within the province. And to me, you know, you can't weigh and say this town should have it and that should. You know, that's not, I don't buy that argument. But I really think to invest major dollars in it when you have another highway mightn't be considered prudent. But I think I can certainly see advantages in enhancing and improving it, at least having a good gravel road that's an option for people going out of here. And it would certainly cut down on costs.
This past week, the flotilla traveling to Bonavista to meet the Matthew visited Ramia. 3 yachts from the flotilla stopped over here in Burgeo. With the flotilla making a scheduled stopover in Ramia, Burgeo native Garth Rose decided to detour to Burgeo for a few days. One other yacht accompanied Rose, and another followed a while later.
Thank you.
When Rose came ashore on the wharf here in Burgeo, he had 5 sisters waiting to greet him.
This one is for Bridget, and this one for me. Something good. Good, yeah, it's a good one, yeah.
No, it's up there. You called you, but I called Jan Ramsey.
I had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Rose at the wharf about his trip thus far. Garth, can you tell us where you left with your yacht before you got here in Burgeo?
I left Whitby, which is just east of Toronto, went to Toronto, left there with the flotilla, and we've stopped in about 10, 12 ports to get here, last one being Isle of Mort.
Okay, so how long ago did you leave?
May 11th, we left Toronto.
So have you had the same crew on your boat since you left?
No, we started out with, we changed crew in Quebec City, in Montreal, St. Anne-de-Mone, and we're going to lose one person here.
Okay, so how many more stops rather are you going to make before you arrive in Bonavista?
Somewhere around another 8 or 10, I guess.
So what was your trip like?
It was great. The weather, you couldn't ask for better weather. Like, you know, I fished in the Gulf and I've never seen it as nice as it was for the 2 days that we were crossing it.
Okay, well, it looks like you brought the sun with you today.
It sure is warm here. It wasn't so warm on the way down, but as soon as we got in here, it was pretty warm.
Okay, so are you going on to Ramia, or will you be staying here in Burgeo?
Stay here as long as the flotilla's in Ramia, then I'll join them in Franceway. June 7th, I think. It's June 8th, something like that.
Okay, so I guess you'll be having a few good old Newfoundland parties on the way down.
Yeah, we've had a few.
Okay, well, we'd like to thank you for speaking with us.
Oh, no problem. Glad to see you here.
On Tuesday evening, a volunteer appreciation ceremony was held at the Calder Healthcare Center for anyone who volunteers at the hospital in any way.
To have our first annual volunteer recognition at the Calder Healthcare Center. And I must say it was a pleasure today, Jenny and I and Jeanette decorating this lobby. It's such a beautiful lobby. I'd also like to introduce someone to you tonight, and she's going to have a few words. It's Catherine McDonald, and Catherine is Assistant Chief Executive Officer with the Western Healthcare Corporation, and she's also my boss. So Catherine, if you would, please.
First of all, I have to say that it's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight, and I sincerely mean that. I can tell you that of all the things we do every day in our job, some of the things aren't as pleasant as this, and it's a real joy to be here. I guess to start, I should pass on regrets. Mr. Lemon, and he's our acting CEO, and Mr. Bruce LeGros, board chairman, and Mr. Marston, who is your local board member on our board. Three of them weren't able to get here this evening, and each of them called me, and I was talking to them, and they were very discouraged that they couldn't be here because, like I said, this is one of the events that they get a little bit of pleasure from because a lot of what they're doing today is not so nice as this. So they certainly wanted to be here, and they asked me to pass on their regrets. I guess to get started, when I was thinking about what to say here tonight, I came across a definition that I first wanted to share with you. And it's basically a definition of what is a volunteer. A volunteer is a person who gives freely of oneself without the expectation of reimbursement. I think we would all agree that, given this day and age, I think that's certainly a lot to ask of people and a community. But you people here tonight are living examples. As I prepared for my comments tonight, I often wonder if volunteers like yourselves ever sit back and reflect and look at why you do what you do. I think we all recognize that walking into a hospital or a long-term care unit is not necessarily always the most pleasant experience in the world. Yet you people here tonight have chosen to do that. Irregardless of your individual reasons, the volunteer services you provide leaves a lasting impression on the patients, the residents, and clients of the Calder Health Center, and as well as the staff. Just to reflect on some of the activities that you've been involved in the last year, I understand that you're involved with providing bingo services for the residents of the long-term care unit, pub night for residents, which is so important for quality of life of residents who have to live in long-term care, Christmas parties, you assist with church services, you provide social entertainment for the residents of long-term care, entertainment, and I also hear that there was some line dancing within the past year. We certainly acknowledge and appreciate these services, as I'm sure that as healthcare services in Newfoundland continue to evolve and change over the year, our dependency on volunteers like yourself is even greater. As individuals, you have chosen to participate and commit your time and effort and energy to assist in providing the best possible quality of services to residents of the Virgil area. I urge you to continue. In conclusion, I extend thanks not only on behalf of the Western Healthcare Corporation and the board, but on behalf of the residents and clients of our services. You really make a difference. I came across a poem that I'd like to read to you. I want to read it slowly so you can hear the words of it, and I think it says a lot. The poem is called There Is a Heaven for Volunteers. Many will be shocked to find, when the day of judgment nears, that there's a special place in heaven set aside for volunteers. Furnished with big recliners, satin couches, and footstools, where there's no committee chairman, no group leaders, no carpools, no eager team that needs a coach, no bazaar and no bake sale. There will be nothing to staple, not one thing to fold or mail. Telephone lists will be outlawed, but a finger snap will bring cool drinks and gourmet dinners, and rare treats fit for a king. You will ask, who will serve these privileged few and work for all their worth? Why, all those who reap the benefits and not once volunteered on earth. So again, thank you on behalf of the management and board of Western Healthcare Corporation. Your efforts are truly recognized and appreciated. And I hope you have a really enjoyable evening this evening. Enjoy the food and unwind and relax. Thank you very much.
The volunteers that gathered were then treated to a fine display of hot and cold hors d'oeuvres, as well as wine and fruit punch. Doctors Mike and Ann Calder then cut the cake on behalf of all of the volunteers that had gathered.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review following these important hydro safety messages brought to us by the grade 6 students at A.J. Matthews School.
Hello, my name is Katie Strickland, and I'm a student at A.J. Matthews Elementary School. Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro says, be energy wise, and try to reduce the number of times you open and close your refrigerator door. The refrigerator is to work longer to cool the warm air whenever the door is open. Also, place your refrigerator away from heat sources such as the stove or direct sunlight, and ensure that the door seal is airtight. Good conservation habits. Save your dollars off your hydro bill. Be energy wise.
Hi, my name is Chris Ingram, and I'm a student at A.J. Matthews Elementary School. Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro reminds us to develop good electrical habits for our families. Rule number 1. In case of power failure to your home, unplug or turn off your TV set, stereo, and other appliances to avoid possible damage when power is restored. Be energy wise.
Hi, my name is Cora Durnford, and I attend A.J. Matthews Elementary School in Burgeo. Did you know that shock is the most serious electrical hazard? It's what happens when you touch a live wire in the ground or a tool or machine with poor insulation in the ground. You then become a conductor. The shock that you feel is electrical current going through your body. Shock can cause pain, loss of muscle control, coordination, internal bleeding, nerve, muscle, or tissue damage, cardiac arrest, or even death. Remember, it's not the amount of voltage that kills, it's the amps or the amount of power in the circuit. In some cases, for example, you can have very high voltage with very little power.
The LOBA held their Sand and Sea Prince and Princess pageant last Sunday evening at the Lodge.
As soon as they arrived tonight, the contestants voted for the friendliest contestant. Do I give it to them? No. Where? You got a note. Yeah. The friendliest contestant is Trista Blake. Robert and Blake, would you please come up? I'm going to ask you to draw. Come on up, big boy.
You said you were going to ask me to draw. I came up like this.
Two of you been drawing all winter.
Takes.
Robert will draw now for the first winner up for the girl. We didn't get her a drummer. We thought Robert was an elf. And the first winner up for girl is contestant number 9, Cora Durnford.
this year's Prince and Princess. We're going to ask last year's Prince and Princess to come forward and just tell us what the year was like. So, could Dana and Jeffrey please come up?
Hello, I went to pageant last year. My name is Dana Sims. I enjoyed it a lot. Meeting all the people, it was very nice. I really enjoyed being the first prince of the LBI Tennessee pageant. I met a lot of people during the festival. I would like to thank the LBI for having the pageant. Congratulations to my successor. Once again, thank you.
Come up to the mic. '97, Princess. Contestant number 4, Rebecca Young.
Free.
1997 Fantasy Festival pageant winner, Prince Freeman Ham.
Sobeys is one of the corporate sponsors for the Matthew visit. On Tuesday, our Sobeys affiliate, Ingram's Foodland, presented the Stand and See Cabot 500 committee with their festival brochures.
Okay, Paulette, we're glad to finally receive the brochure that we promised we'd get done up for you. Being the local sponsor of the Matthew 500 visit here in Burgess this year, we thought that we would do up the brochure for you guys at the Food Expensive Foodland. And so we got some 5,000. Is it 5,000? Yeah, 5,000 that we had done up for you to distribute to the citizens of Burgess and tourists when they come in town. So, and I'd just like to emphasize too that the reason why we're the local sponsor, and that is there's 4 major sponsors at the Cabot 500 visit. Number 1, Sobeys, which Foodland will kick in under Sobeys. Number 2 is Marine Atlantic. Number 3 is Labatt's. No, there's not 4. There's 3 major sponsors. Yeah, 3 major sponsors. So, and being a step from Sobeys, that we're quite pleased to be able to not only offer the Salmon Sea Festival Committee, but we're open to talk to all the other organizations that are involved with the Cabot 500 celebrations, and by coming through this store, and us being the local sponsor, that you can benefit by purchasing your things at this store, because that way we spin off from the advertising and you guys spin off from our savings on store level. So anyway, Paula, there's your brochure. All the best on your planning. I'm sure you put a lot of work into it.
Thank you very much, Gordon.
Students at A.J. Matthews School got a break from schoolwork on Wednesday as the students left school to go to Sandbanks Park for their sports day. Although there was a bit of wind on Wednesday, it didn't deter these kids from having a good time at Sandbanks Park at their sports day. The wheelbarrow race seen here was just one of many races held at this year's sports day. The teachers at St. John Central High left school a little earlier than usual on Wednesday afternoon, but they didn't go home. They went outside and cleaned up the schoolyard. Teachers took their minds off the upcoming exams on Wednesday afternoon and geared their efforts towards cleaning up around the school property. They picked up garbage, cut the grass, and cut down the alders. They also leveled up areas in the front yard, greatly improving the school's appearance. We also filmed an awards presentation at St. John Central High this past week. That presentation will be shown on next week's broadcast.
Good evening, residents. Here are a few highlights from Council's last meeting. Representatives from the IAS Committee attended a recent Council meeting and briefed the Council on the final draft of the community profile. The town profile is now ready to be sent to printers and should be available within the next few weeks. The cost of the town profiles will be cost shared between the IAS Committee and Council. A representative from the Sand and Sea Cabot 500 Beautification Committee attended a recent Council meeting and presented a video on the areas identified by this committee that need to be cleaned up in the town before the visit of the Matthew. Although Cleanup Week was a success, there are still areas in the town that need to be cleaned up, particularly around our shoreline. Council will take it upon itself to clean up some areas, but notices will be sent to some individuals to clean up their particular areas. Council is asking for the cooperation of the whole community to have our town cleaned up and kept in the cleanest condition possible, not only for our visitors, but for our own sense of community pride. Council has engaged a local contractor to landscape the site of the whole Burgeo Memorial Library, which borders on the corner of Clements Road and Main Street near Faith United Church. As part of our town beautification, this area will be leveled and sodded prior to the Matthew visit. During the visit of the Matthew, a tree planting ceremony will take place at this site. Council has approved an application to construct a dwelling house on Matthews Lane. The present dwelling house will be removed from the site in order to accommodate the new dwelling. The $159,500 approved for road upgrading and paving will be used for the upgrading and paving of Mrs. Road, Muddy Oil Road, and new decking for Mrs. Bridge. This funding was approved under the Federal Provincial Infrastructure Program and was to be cost shared 1/3 federal, 1/3 provincial, and 1/3 municipal, which would be $53,166.67 for each party. Council has learned that the provincial government will not be contributing its 1/3 share, but will be cost sharing the remaining $106,333.33 on a 70-30 cost shared basis with the town. This means that Council will be paying $74,433.33, while the provincial government pays only $31,900 for this project. This is just another example of government downloading their financial responsibilities on small municipalities and individuals. Council recently met with representatives of Seafreeze. Seafreeze is presently working out plans for their operations in Burgeo and wanted to discuss their option as it relates to taxes, etc. in Burgeo. Seafreeze would like to operate on a 5-year financial plan and wanted to enter into a 5-year tax agreement with our town. Council has responded to Seafreeze's request, and it is the opinion of Council that a 5-year agreement will be signed in the near future. If the proposal is accepted by Seafreeze, it should provide some degree of stability in the plant operations and provide some much-needed jobs in our town. The new Welcome to Burgeo sign has been completed and erected. All comments received to date have been encouraging, and Council wishes to thank Mr. Derek Mercer for coming up with the concept and completing the sign. 16 tenders were received for the collection of garbage in the town for a 3-year period, starting August 1st, 1997 to July 31st to the year 2000. Tenders range from a low of $71,800 to a high of $120,900. Council has awarded the contract to the lowest tender. Council again will install railing and seats at the site of the old Quat Bridge. This was originally done a few years ago to provide an area in Furbridge Arbor where seniors and others could sit and chat on sunny days. This site was used extensively, not only by our seniors, but by our youth as well. However, during the past several months, this area has been vandalized, with the seats and rails being destroyed. Council has agreed that if, after repairs are completed, the senseless acts of vandalism continue, repairs will not be made in the future, but rather everything will be removed from the site. If you see acts of vandalism anywhere in town, you are urged to contact the town office or the RCMP. Remember, it is your tax dollars that must be spent in order to repair the damages done by the vandals. Council feels that your tax dollars can be better spent in other areas to make Burgeo a better town to live. Council was successful in getting 4 students approved under the Channel 97 program. As well, 2 students were approved for the museum. Council approved payment of invoices totaling $15,783.92. If any resident has a concern regarding the operation of the town, he or she is urged to contact the town office at 886-2250 or contact any member of council, and your concern will be dealt with. Thank you for listening, and good night.
Stay with us for Off the Rack, community events, and the BVS Playbill. All that after this.
Hello, my name is Donna Sims. My safety message for Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro is: always obey the danger high advisory signs, never climb hydro towers or substation fences, treat electricity with respect, and avoid the shackle lifetime.
Hello, my name is Joey Hare. Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro reminds us to develop good electrical safety habits for our families. Never overload electrical circuits by adding extra plugs to outlets. Unplug those bad habits. We have the power to live longer if we just think safety first.
My name is Karen Pink, and I am a student at A.J. Matthews Elementary School. Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro says be energy wise. Electricity has a simple beginning and a complex ending. We provide you with a single product which you use in 100 different ways. But please, turn off or turn down the electricity when it's not required. Be energy wise. Develop good conservation habits for your family.
Off the Rack. This week as we scanned our tape racks, we came across a video of Sandbanks Provincial Park as the campsites in the park were just being completed. Here's a look back now to June 3rd, 1990. There have been 25 new campsites installed in the park. Crushed stone topping to be placed down the loop and campsites should be started as early as Tuesday. Also planned are a cabin located here in the fork in the road. A new fire station is going to be located here in place of this existing building. As well, 2 handicap toilets are going to be installed, and a new entrance station is going to be.
Welcome to the community events segment of tonight's broadcast. I'm AJ Marks. The A.J. Matthews School TV Bingo held on Wednesday was won by Debbie Clothier. Congratulations, Debbie. The Burgeo Lions will be holding a TV bingo on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Cards are $1 each or 6 for $5 and are available from any Lions member. The Sand and Sea Bobber Race will get underway at 3 p.m. on Thursday, July 17th at Greasy Brook at Sandbanks Park. All bobbers will be released from a bag at the same time. The owner of the first bobber to cross the finish line will win $100. Second place will receive $50, and $25 will go to the third place finisher. Bobbers are $2 each and are available from any member of the Sand and Sea Committee. Also as part of the Sand and Sea Festival, the Burgeo Lioness will be hosting a teddy bear picnic on Monday, July 14th at Sandbanks Park. This year's picnic will feature children's entertainer Charlie Mercer. Tickets are $2 each and can be purchased by contacting Marlene Vatcher or Ruth Tucker at A.J. Matthews Elementary School or Edith Marsden at Pro Hardware. Parents attending with their children will also be required to purchase a ticket. In most parts of Burgeo, roaming dogs have gotten out of control. Dog owners are asked to please keep your dogs at home. 1997 dog tags are available at the town office. Your cooperation would be appreciated. If your group or organization has an upcoming event planned and would like to have it included in our lineup, please contact the BBS office during regular business hours. Events must be submitted no later than Wednesday of each week. This concludes the community events segment of tonight's broadcast. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Try your luck on Wednesday at 7 p.m. by playing Lions TV Bingo. All money for this bingo will go towards the Life Pack. Bingo will be followed by a video on the Life Pack. Join us on Thursday at 7 p.m. for a rebroadcast of Telethon Entertainment Part 4. And of course, Marie, Melissa, and Pansy will be here again for a fun-filled morning, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Next week's program will be followed by Telethon Entertainment Part 5. Please stay tuned now for Telethon Entertainment Part 4, Underwater Videos and Square Dancers. For This Week in Review, I'm Dave Cooper. Good night.